Bitcoin hit a new all-time high of $123,548 today. After seeing that Bitcoin is going up and is likely to enter price discovery even more and go on that last steep stretch, you might be wondering if our expectations for XRP are too high or too low. This is because every other product moves in sync with Bitcoin. Even though I know I have a bias when it comes to XRP, I always do my best to be as mentally honest as possible, even when it comes to XRP. This includes being open about anything bad that might happen in the XRP ecosystem, such as price action, but I can promise you that I have never met a reputable chart expert who said that XRP would not do well. And the few times I do find it, the price action is very short term and they aren't looking at the big picture. It still blows people away and just melts upward, getting double-digit price action and that kind of thing. I usually find short-term problems with the worst things I find, but I'll give it a try. I'm going to give you the most negative point of view I could find today. It's not as bad as some people might think. I really mean it. Like, a lot of people who own XRP are mad at this chart expert because he is an XRP bull, and it affects most of the XRP that he owns. Still, it looks like some people are still a little mad about this, but that's not really a bad thing. I just wish it were really bad, even though I'm not afraid to give this channel the most negative view I can find, which is what I'm doing now. This is the best I could find for you. Here's the video if you want to hear the worst. But I want to make it clear right away that it's not even bad. Right now, XRP costs $3.27, the same amount it did when I made my last film. But Bitcoin did go up a little. I don't mind seeing that Live Coin Watch says it has gone up more than 3% in the last day and reached a high of $124,169.38. This is a new all-time high, people. I promise this isn't done yet. Indeed, if we accept what history says, this cycle of time is coming to an end. I'm sure there are good experts out there. I don't think it's a majority. Others think that this will go on at some point until 2026. If they're right, I'll give them all the credit they earn. That is a minority view here. The most exciting and likely to change your life part of this is about to start. If that's what you want, the fact that Bitcoin has hit where it is and where it has here is a good sign, which is what I really want. If this keeps matching with itself, we're probably done with this. I'm ready for this to be over. Now is the time for me to honestly think about everything we've been through. So I want my third happy crypto situation, just my third euphoric crypto situation. But the last 5 years have been crazy, even if you don't think about it. Even so, it's funny to think that I've been here for a little over 7.5 years and still haven't cashed out any crypto to USD. That doesn't happen very often. I'm going to talk for myself. I've been sitting on my crypto for a lot longer than the average crypto user. I swear to God, though, that I have only been keeping and have never sent any money to USD. In a different video, I can talk more about why I made the round trip on plan, but I'm ready now. It needs to happen now. Of course, the S&P 500 set a new record high today. Naturally, this was caused by the great CPI news yesterday. At least that's what the market thought it meant. In a different movie, I'll talk about that in more depth, but that's not what I want to talk about here. That being said, the market did not do as well as expected. Indeed, it began to rip, and Bitcoin is linked to it. I wrote this post a few hours ago, in which I said that Bitcoin had hit a new all-time high of just over $123,000. At that point, altcoins were making progress and getting stronger. I really don't know where it will peak. Maybe the more cautious guys like the supporter of blockchain think it will be $130,000 or $135,000, or maybe the guys think it will be $130,000 or $135,000, $150,000, $180,000 or something else. It doesn't matter who is right in the end because it doesn't affect altcoins. Yes, of course, but as Bitcoin goes up, more money moves into alts. In terms of direction, though, I say it doesn't matter because we'll still get alt season. You can count on XRP to tear people's faces off, even if it doesn't melt them first. This post was written by the Bitcoin supporter a few hours ago. It's great to see the Russell 2000 break its ties, which is a clear sign of small cap companies. When that happens, it means investors are involved. They're taking more risks. When that happens with the Russell 2000, people are much more interested in what's going on in crypto. In crypto, you also go further out on the risk path. That's great then. Of course, at the moment this is happening, it's like, so yes, alts have been running during the last few days in particular. Diamond prices have been going down before this latest run, just like Bitcoin. It was about 59.5%, I think. Most likely it's a little higher since I didn't check it right before I recorded this video. But I say that because Bitcoin went up a little and I don't think altcoins have melted faces any more than they already have. But Bitcoin began here at 5:42 p.m. as the blockchain supporter said, center, he wrote, and Bitcoin knew its all-time high like magic. Isn't it funny how these things come together? That's clearly what he's saying here. So many things are happening that you would want and hope don't happen, want and expect based on having too much. Like everything else, it's true. The odds that all of this convergence is happening are so good that it's hard to believe. After that, we get nothing. It's really close to zero. Not at all. I don't even think about it that way. Putting on masks, that is in fact what comes next. This is a post from chart analyst Tech Dev. He told his 543.700 fans on X about this, and he just wrote that the altcoins chart doesn't need any explanation. Even though it's not commentary, this could use a title. Tech work. I really like this guy a lot. But my one pet peeve about him is that he doesn't name his charts here well enough. He didn't even bother to write 2 over here. That is, I think it is right here. It has to be that or all 3. I probably get that. So, you know, the top 125 coins by market price, excluding Bitcoin, of course. No matter what, though, this chart goes back a few years and shows that this wedge is breaking out. It has already. Once you get out of that, you know what comes next. It almost always happens before the peak. Yes, that is what would happen here. Rocket up. It's something you must see. What's the worst thing we could say about XRP? By the way, I said that right at the beginning. It comes from Tracking Guy. He thinks XRP will go up. Like many of the experts I follow, he was right last year when he said that XRP would break out of a symmetrical triangle that had been in place for almost 7 years.